The Forbidden History, what was deleted from your textbooks? Hello guys, today we will know about the city of London in the year 1888. It is a place of deep shadows and soft, gray light. This narration is designed to help you relax and slowly drift into a deep sleep. There is a quiet suspense in the air tonight, a small secret hidden in the way the fog curls around the gas lamps, but it is a peaceful mystery, nothing to fear. Close your eyes and breathe in the cool, damp air of the past. The city of London is a vast landscape of brick and stone. The streets are narrow, winding through the heart of the empire like the veins of a great beast. The cobblestones are slick with a thin layer of moisture from the evening mist. Everything is muffled and quiet. The fog acts as a heavy curtain, separating one street from the next. It is a world where sound does not travel far. The history that remains in the books often forgets the quiet people. It forgets the millions who walked these stones without a name. We are going to find them in the silence of the night. We are going to walk where they walked, slowly and peacefully. The city is waking up now, but it is a slow and heavy awakening. In the early morning, the sky is a pale charcoal. The sun struggles to pierce through the thick layer of coal smoke that hangs over the rooftops. This smoke is the breath of the city, a constant and heavy presence. It smells of sulfur and burnt wood. It settles on the windowsills in a fine, black dust. People wake up in rooms that are small and cramped. The houses of the working people stand in long, identical rows. They are built of soot-stained brick, dark and porous. Inside, the air is still and cool. A person wakes to the sound of a distant bell, calling the city to work. There is no sudden movement in these rooms. Everything happens with a slow, practiced rhythm. The floorboards creak softly under the weight of a foot. A small coal fire is lit in the iron grate of the hearth. This is the heart of the home, providing both warmth and light. The coal catches slowly, hissing and popping as the heat grows. The embers glow a deep, dull orange. The smoke rises up the narrow chimney, joining the gray sky outside. It is a repetitive task, tending the fire. It is a movement that calms the mind. Breakfast is a quiet and simple meal taken by the light of the hearth. There is a loaf of bread, dense and heavy, sliced with a dull knife. The sound of the knife against the crust is a dry, rasping noise. A small bowl of watery porridge sits on the table, steaming gently. There is a cup of weak tea, flavored with a bit of coarse sugar. Everything is plain and functional. The steam rises in a straight line toward the ceiling. The clothing of the ordinary man is made of thick, heavy wool. He puts on a waistcoat that has been mended many times at the pockets. His trousers are held up by leather braces, worn smooth from years of use. The fabric is rough against the skin, a constant reminder of the physical world. He pulls on heavy leather boots, the soles thick and studded with iron nails. He moves with a steady, grounding weight. A woman dresses in a long skirt of dark serge and a clean, white apron. Her blouse is high-collared and fastened with small, bone buttons. She pins her hair back with iron pins, moving with a slow and steady hand. Her clothes are practical and modest, designed for a life of labor. Every garment carries the faint scent of coal smoke and yellow soap. She moves through the house like a shadow. The streets begin to fill with the quiet movement of people. The lamplighter moves from post to post, extinguishing the gas flames. He uses a long pole with a small hook at the end. The flame flickers and vanishes, leaving a small puff of white smoke. Each lamp goes out with a soft pop. The morning light is gray and flat, revealing the dampness of the stones. The sound of the city is the sound of horses and wooden wheels. Heavy carts are pulled by shyer horses with wide, feathered hooves. The hooves strike the cobblestones with a rhythmic thud. Clack, clack, clack. The iron rims of the wheels grate against the stone with a low hum. This vibration can be felt in the soles of the feet. It is a constant, grounding noise. The market stalls are being set up in the wider squares. Men move heavy crates of potatoes and cabbages, their breath visible in the cold air. The vegetables are covered in the dark earth of the countryside. The smell is earthy and damp, a reminder of the fields outside the city. There are baskets of onions, their papery skins rustling in the wind. Everything is sold by weight on heavy brass scales. The shops are small and crowded, their windows filled with jars of dried goods. A grocer stands behind a wooden counter, his hands white with flour. He scoops tea from a large tin, the leaves making a soft, shushing sound. Everything is wrapped in brown paper and tied with a bit of twine. The movements of the shopkeeper are slow and methodical. He has done this thousands of times. In the warehouses by the river, men labor in the shadows. They carry heavy sacks of grain and crates of tea on their shoulders. The work is slow and requires great strength. They move in a line, a silent procession of labor. The air is thick with the smell of the river, salt, mud, and old timber. The water of the Thames laps against the stone walls of the docks. The river is a dark, moving ribbon of water. It flows beneath the bridges with a slow and powerful energy. Barges and small boats bob on the surface, their ropes creaking against the wood. Creak, groan, creak. The water is opaque and carries the secrets of the city out to the sea. It is a constant, flowing presence that never hastens. It is the silent witness to the deleted history. Children are a quiet part of this landscape. They help their parents with small tasks, their faces serious and focused. A young boy might sweep the dust from the shop front with a broom of twigs. A young girl might sit by the window, mending a pair of socks with a silver needle. Their movements are small and repetitive. They learn the value of quiet labor early in life. Some children attend the charity schools, sitting on long wooden benches. The air in the classroom is cool and smells of chalk and wet wool. They write on slates with slate pencils, making a soft, scratching sound. They recite their lessons in a low, monotonous drone. 1, 2, 3. The rhythm of the counting is like a heartbeat. It fills the room with a sense of order. At midday, the city pauses for a brief and quiet meal. A laborer sits on a stone step, eating a piece of cold meat and a crust of bread. He chews slowly, looking out at the fog. There is no conversation, only the sound of the city moving around him. The light does not change much, it remains a soft, diffused gray. The world feels still, as if it is waiting for something. The street laborers work on the repairs of the roads. They use heavy iron hammers to break the stone. Clink, clink, clink. The sound is sharp but rhythmic, echoing off the brick walls. They work with a steady pace, moving one stone at a time. The sweat on their brows is cooled by the damp mist. They are the silent builders of the Victorian world. In the houses of the wealthy, servants move through the back halls. They carry trays of silver and glass, their footsteps silent on the stone floors. They are invisible ghosts in the house, maintaining the order of the rooms. They polish the brass handles until they shine like gold. They dust the heavy velvet curtains that block out the light. Their lives are a series of quiet, repetitive tasks. The seamstress sits in her attic room, working by the light of a small window. Her needle moves in and out of the fabric with a tiny, rhythmic click. Click, pull, click. She is making a dress of fine silk, but her own clothes are plain and worn. She focuses on the stitches, each one a small and perfect line. The room is silent except for the sound of her breathing. As the afternoon fades, the gas lamps are lit once again. The lamplighter returns, his pole reaching up into the gloom. A small spark, a hiss of gas, and then a warm yellow glow. The light creates small circles of safety on the dark streets. The fog thickens, turning the light into a blurry, golden haze. The city begins to retreat into itself. The transport becomes more crowded as the workday ends. Omnibuses pulled by teams of horses move slowly through the narrow lanes. The passengers sit in silence, their faces illuminated by the passing lamps. The horses breathe out clouds of steam, their harnesses jingling softly. Jingle, jingle, jingle. It is a peaceful, metallic sound that marks the end of the day. The pubs begin to fill with a low, communal hum. Men sit on heavy wooden benches, their boots resting in the sawdust on the floor. They hold mugs of dark ale, the liquid reflecting the firelight. They speak in low tones, their voices blending into a gentle murmur. The crackle of the logs in the hearth is the only sharp sound. It is a place of warmth and rest. Back in the small houses, the evening meal is boiling on the stove. It is a simple stew of onions, potatoes, and a small piece of mutton. The smell fills the cramped rooms, a warm and savory embrace. It is the smell of home and the completion of work. The family sits around the table, the firelight casting long, flickering shadows on the walls. The ordinary people of 1888 seek only the comfort of the hearth. Their lives are defined by the cycle of the sun and the coal fire. They find peace in the regularity of their habits. The secret of their existence is the quiet endurance of the everyday. They move through the world with a gentle gravity, aware of the weight of their history. The children are prepared for bed in the dim light of a single candle. The candle flame is a tiny, dancing point of yellow. It smells of beeswax and warm wick. They climb into beds made of iron and wood, the blankets heavy and rough. They feel the weight of the covers pressing down, a secure and solid feeling. Their eyes close as they watch the shadows on the ceiling. Outside, the horses are being unharnessed in the stables. The leather straps creak as they are pulled away from the warm bodies of the animals. The horses stamp their hooves softly on the straw, a dull and muffled thud. They are fed oats from a wooden bucket, the sound of their chewing a rhythmic crunch. The stable is a warm, earthy place, smelling of hay and hide. The city of London begins to settle into its nightly slumber. The great stone buildings grow cold and silent in the mist. The fog wraps around the clock towers and the iron bridges. Time seems to slow down until it almost stops. The secret of the night is that everything eventually finds a place to rest. The noise of the day is forgotten in the embrace of the gray. A person might sit by the window for a moment, looking out at the empty street. They see the reflection of the hearth in the glass, a tiny spark in the gloom. They feel the stillness of the air, the way it carries the distant sound of a ship's horn from the river. A long, low note that vibrates through the brickwork. It is the sound of the deep water, calling to the land. The coal in the grate turns to white ash, falling silently through the iron bars. Each grain of ash is a tiny piece of the day that has passed. The heat lingers in the bricks, a fading memory of the fire. The room grows cool, but the bed is warm and inviting. The pillows are stuffed with feathers or wool, soft and yielding under the head. The sheets are made of heavy linen, smelling of lye and the outdoors. They feel cool against the skin at first, then they catch the warmth of the body. The rhythm of sleep begins to take hold. A slow inhale, a slow exhale. The Victorian world is a world of slow rhythms. There is no reason to hurry in the dark. In the silence of the night, the secret of 1888 is revealed. It is not a secret of industry or empire. It is the secret of the profound peace found in a simple life. It is the quiet dignity of the laborer, the softness of the fog, and the steady flow of the river. It is the knowledge that the world will wake up and do it all again tomorrow, with the same slow grace. The narrow streets are empty now, save for the occasional shadow moving through the mist. The cats slip over the rooftops, their paws silent on the slate tiles. They are the guardians of the night, watching the world sleep. They see the secrets that the fog hides. They feel the stillness that humans only find in their deepest dreams. You are walking through this city in your mind, feeling the cool mist on your face. You hear the distant, muffled sounds of a city at rest. The world is soft, and you are safe. The history of this place is a gentle weight, like a heavy woolen coat. You are part of the story now, a quiet observer of a time that moves with the pace of the tide. The shadows in the room are long and perfectly still. They do not move, they only exist. The darkness is not a frightening thing, it is a velvet curtain that has been drawn across the day. It protects the sleepers and hides their worries. Under the fog of Victorian London, everyone is equal in their rest. Everyone is a part of the great, slow machine of time. The iron bridge over the Thames stands firm, its metal cold to the touch. The water laps against the stone pillars. Slap, ripple, slap. The sound is constant and unchanging. It has been the same for decades, and it will be the same for many more. The river does not care about the passing of the hours. It only cares about the flow. Inside the houses, the clocks tick with a heavy, mechanical sound. Tick, tock, tick, tock. Each second is a deliberate movement of brass gears and lead weights. The clocks are the heartbeats of the homes, marking the passage of the night. They remind the sleepers that time is moving, but it is moving slowly. There is plenty of time for rest. There is plenty of time for peace. The secret of the Victorian age is the way the light fades so perfectly into the dark. It is the way the people carry themselves with a quiet strength. They do not shout their stories, they whisper them into the soot and the rain. If you listen closely, you can hear them in the creak of the floor and the hiss of the coal. But you do not need to listen now. You only need to feel the quiet. The air in the bedroom is still and cool. You can feel the weight of your own limbs as you sink deeper into the mattress. The history of the world is a long, slow book, and this page is almost finished. The ink is dry, the parchment is cool. The characters in the story are all asleep now, tucked away in their brick houses. The baker is the only one awake in the deep hours, beginning his work in the cellar. He moves through the space with practiced ease, his hands white with flour. He kneads the dough with a rhythmic pressure. Push, fold, push. The dough is soft and cool under his touch. The oven is warming up, a giant stone maul waiting for the bread. The smell of baking will soon drift through the empty streets. But for now, there is only the silence of the fog. The lampposts are lonely sentinels in the gray. They cast a golden circle on the cobbles, but no one is there to walk through it. The city is a museum of the night, perfectly preserved in the cool air. The secret is safe in the shadows. The secret is the beauty of the ordinary. As you drift further toward sleep, the sounds of 1888 fade away. The clatter of the hooves, the scratching of the slates, the bubbling of the stew. They all become a single, low hum. A white noise that lulls the spirit and quiets the brain. The history of the ordinary person is a history of peace, a history of the quiet moments between the great events. The fog is so thick now that you cannot see the houses across the street in your mind. You are wrapped in a cocoon of gray silk. It is private and calm. No one can reach you here. No one can disturb your rest. You are floating in the middle of a silent century. The time of the machine is still quiet here, hidden behind the coal smoke. You can feel the slow pulse of the city beneath you. It is the pulse of the earth and the river. It is a slow, deep vibration that settles the nerves. Everything is as it should be. The day is done, and the night is long. There is no need to think of tomorrow. Tomorrow is a distant shore, across a wide and foggy sea. The secret of Victorian London is that it was a time of quiet endurance. People moved slowly because they knew the value of their labor. They cherished the simple things, a warm fire, a dry bed, a quiet room. They found their strength in the repetition of their daily lives. They found their peace in the silence of the London night. You are part of that peace now. Your breathing is as slow as the Thames at low tide. Your mind is as still as the soot on the windowsill. The shadows have finished their dance and have settled into their places. The world is dark, and the dark is a good thing. It is a place for the mind to rest and for the body to recover. The coal fire is completely gone now, leaving only the scent of the hearth. It is a dry, clean smell. The room is at its coldest, but you are at your warmest under the wool. The contrast is a comfort. It makes you feel the safety of your bed more deeply. You are a traveler in time, and you have found a place of absolute quiet. The secret is silence. The secret is rest. The secret is the peace of a world that moves slowly. Sleep now, in the quiet of the old city. Sleep now, under the blanket of the past. The story is over, and the night remains. Just the night, and the fog. And the slow, steady breath of time. The city is a dream, the fog is a dream, you are the dreamer. The streets are narrow and winding, but they lead only to sleep. The cobbles are damp, but the bed is dry. The gas lamps are flickering out, one by one, leaving the world to the stars. You are sinking deeper into the darkness, away from the light of 1888. You are safe, you are still, you are at rest. The horse in the stable has closed its eyes. The baker has put the first loaf in the oven. The river flows on, silent and dark. The clock in the hall ticks one last time. Tick, tock, silence. The Victorian world is a memory of smoke and stone. It is a place where you can hide from the noise of the modern world. It is a place of heavy blankets and cool air. It is a place where the secret is simply the peace of the night. The fog curls around the window, but it cannot come in. The darkness is deep, but it is not empty. It is filled with the rest of a million souls who lived and worked in these same streets. You are one of them now, finding your place in the long history of sleep. Breathe in the silence, breathe out the day, the shadows are your friends, the night is your sanctuary, the silence is your home. Every brick in the wall has a story, but tonight they are keeping them inside. They are holding them for the coming of the sun. Tonight, there is only the weight of the stone and the softness of the bed. Tonight, there is only the peace of the past. The city of London is a quiet island in the sea of time. The fog is the ocean that surrounds it. You are on that island, in a small room, in a warm bed. You are exactly where you are meant to be. The secret is that you are not alone in your rest. The whole world of the past is resting with you. The laborer, the shopkeeper, the child. They are all dreaming the same dream of a quiet night. The light is gone, the sound is gone, the world is gone. There is only the sleep, the deep, dark, Victorian sleep. The mist is closing in, turning everything to a soft, gray blur. You cannot see the door, you cannot see the walls. You can only feel the warmth and the rhythm of your own breath. You are falling, slowly, through the layers of the fog, through the years, into the very heart of the quiet night. The secret is yours now, the secret of the silence. Sleep, sleep, sleep. In the year 1888, the world was quiet, and so are you. The river is a dark mirror, reflecting nothing but the night. The city is a shadow, resting on the earth. You are a part of that shadow, still and calm. The history of the world is a long, slow breath, and you are at the end of it. The clock is still, the fire is cold, the night is complete. Just sleep. The streets are empty, the lamps are out, the work is finished. The silence is your blanket, the dark is your pillow, the past is your dream. Everything is still, everything is quiet, everything is at rest. The world of 1888 has faded away, the city of London has vanished into the mist, there is only you, and the sleep. The deep, dark, peaceful sleep of history. The breath of the city has slowed to a stop, the heart of the city has found its rest, you have found your rest. Close your eyes tighter, let the fog carry you away, let the night hold you. The secret is silence, and the silence is beautiful. Sleep, sleep, sleep. The brick and the stone are gone, the coal and the smoke are gone, the horse and the cart are gone. There is only the soft darkness, and the quiet, and the rest. You are safe. You are home, you are asleep. In the quiet of 1888, in the silence of the night, in the heart of the past. Just sleep. The water of the Thames is still, the stones of the bridge are cold, the air of the city is silent. The dream is beginning, the history is fading, the rest is here. Sleep, sleep, sleep. The night is long, the dark is kind, the peace is eternal. Everything is quiet now, everything is at rest. Just sleep. The fog is your friend. The darkness is your sanctuary, the sleep is your home. The city of London is sleeping, the history of the world is sleeping, you are sleeping. In the year 1888, in the quiet of the night. Just sleep. The secret is the silence, and the silence is you. Sleep, sleep, sleep. The lamps are gone, the streets are gone, the world is gone. There is only the deep, dark, peaceful sleep of the past. Sleep. The room is quiet, the air is still, the history is asleep. Just sleep. The night is your own, the silence is your own, the rest is your own. Sleep, sleep, sleep. The fog has taken everything away, only the peace remains. Just sleep. The city is a memory, the time is a dream, the sleep is real. Sleep. In the quiet of 1888. Just sleep. The darkness is soft, the silence is deep, the sleep is here. Sleep, sleep, sleep. Everything is at rest. Just sleep. The midnight mist over Old Edo. A journey to 18th century Japan, sleep story. Hello guys, today we will know about the quiet, cedar-scented streets of Edo in the year 1782. It is a time of soft paper lanterns and the gentle rustle of silk in the evening breeze. This narration is designed to help you relax and slowly drift into a deep, restorative sleep. There is a small, quiet suspense in the air, a secret held within the shadow of a stone garden. But it is a peaceful mystery, like the slow blooming of a night flower. Close your eyes now and feel the cool, clean air of the mountains settle around you. The city of Edo is a vast landscape of wood, paper, and tile. The streets are narrow and meticulously swept, winding through the neighborhoods like the path of a slow-moving stream. The ground is packed earth, firm and cool beneath the feet. Everything is draped in the scent of pine smoke and the dampness of the nearby bay. It is a muffled world, where the sharp sounds of life are softened by the distance of the hills. In the early morning, the sky is a pale indigo turning to the color of a pearl. The sun rises behind the mist, touching the tiled roofs with a soft, gray light. This light is the soul of the city, a constant and gentle presence. It smells of salt air and fresh rain on cedar. It settles on the sliding paper doors of the houses, turning them into glowing screens. People wake up on futons laid out on tatami mats. The houses of the ordinary people stand in neat, narrow rows. They are built of weathered wood, dark and silvered by the seasons. Inside, the air is clean and smells of dried grass and polished timber. A person wakes to the sound of a distant temple bell, a deep and resonant bronze tone that lingers in the air. There is no haste in these rooms. Everything happens with a slow, practiced rhythm. The tatami mats give slightly under the weight of a foot. A small charcoal fire is lit in the sunken hearth, the irori, in the center of the room. This is the heart of the home, providing a steady, smokeless heat. The charcoal glows a soft, translucent red under a layer of white ash. An iron kettle hangs from a chain above the heat, the water beginning to hum with a low, vibrating sound. It is a repetitive task, tending the tea, one that calms the mind and centers the spirit. The steam rises in a thin, twisting line. Breakfast is a simple, quiet meal taken while sitting on the floor. There is a bowl of steamed rice, white and fragrant, and a small portion of pickled radish. A bowl of miso soup sits beside it, the steam carrying the scent of sea kelp and fermented beans. There is no rush to finish, the flavors are savored in the silence of the morning. The sound of a wooden chopstick resting on a ceramic rest is the only noise. The clothing of the ordinary citizen is made of sturdy indigo-dyed cotton. A man puts on a simple kimono, the fabric cool and crisp against his skin. His belt, or obi, is tied with a practiced knot, firm and supportive. The fabric is dark and smells of the vegetable dyes used to color it. He pulls on split-toe socks, or tabi, and steps into wooden sandals that click against the earth. He moves with a steady, rhythmic weight. A woman dresses in a kimono of pale blue or gray, the pattern reflecting the natural world. She ties her hair back with a simple wooden comb, moving with a slow and steady hand. Her clothes are elegant and functional, designed for a life of balance and grace. Every garment carries the faint, lingering scent of sandalwood and the outdoors. She moves through the house like a soft breeze, silent and purposeful. The streets begin to fill with the slow movement of people going about their daily trades. There are no heavy wagons here, only the quiet footsteps of people and the occasional pack horse. The horses are small and sturdy, their hooves making a soft, muffled thud on the dirt. The bells on their harnesses tinkle with a tiny, musical sound. Tinkle, chime, tinkle. It is a constant, rhythmic sound that marks the passage of the morning. The shops are open to the street, their wooden shutters raised to let in the light. A merchant stands behind a low counter, his hands resting on an abacus of dark wood. He moves the beads with a soft, clicking sound, calculating the day's needs. Everything is wrapped in squares of cloth, or furoshiki, and tied with a careful knot. The movements of the merchant are slow and methodical. He has done this thousands of times. In the workshops of the artisans, the air is thick with the smell of wet clay and fresh lacquer. A potter shapes a bowl on a kick wheel, the clay spinning into a perfect circle. Whir, smooth, whir. A woodcarver moves his chisel with a steady pressure, the shavings falling like snow to the floor. They work with a slow, heavy grace, focusing on the detail of a single leaf or a wave. The rhythm of the tools is a steady beat, tap, scrape, tap. The canals of Edo are a place of quiet, heavy labor. Small wooden boats filled with rice and charcoal move slowly through the water, pushed by long bamboo poles. The water of the canal laps against the stone walls with a soft, repetitive splash. Slap, ripple, slap. The air here is cool and damp, carrying the scent of the sea and the damp wood of the piers. The canal is a wide, dark road that leads into the heart of the city. Children are a constant, quiet presence in the courtyards and small gardens. They do not play loudly. They help with the delicate work of the household. A young boy might spend his morning sweeping the fallen pine needles from the moss, his movements careful not to disturb the stones. A young girl might sit on a porch, folding paper into the shapes of cranes with a rhythmic motion of her fingers. The rustle of the paper is a hypnotic, shushing sound. It fills the afternoon with a sense of calm and continuity. Some children attend the temple schools, sitting on the tatami in long rows. The air in the schoolroom is cool and smells of ink and old paper. They practice their calligraphy with brushes of rabbit hair, making soft, black strokes on the paper. They recite the poems of the masters in a low, monotonous voice, repeating the sounds of the seasons and the rules of the heart. The teacher's voice is a steady, soothing anchor in the room. At midday, the city pauses for a meal that is a moment of reflection. A gardener sits in the shade of a maple tree, eating a ball of rice wrapped in seaweed and a piece of grilled fish. He chews slowly, looking out at the pattern of the raked sand in the garden. There is no hurry to return to work, for the pace of life is dictated by the seasons. The light is soft and diffused, filtered through the needles of the pine trees. The transport of the city is silent and deliberate. A palanquin, or kago, might pass by, carried on the shoulders of two men who move with a synchronized gait. The wooden poles creak as they rock with the movement of the carriers. Creak, step, creak. The passenger inside is hidden behind a bamboo screen, their presence only a shadow. The kago moves like a leaf on a calm pond, rising and falling with the rhythm of the walk. In the tea houses near the river, the air is still and smells of roasted leaves and cedar wood. The tea ceremony is performed with the softest of movements, a dance of hands and ceramic. The sound of the water pouring into the bowl is a gentle, cascading splash. Splash, whisk, splash. The voices of the guests are a gentle hum that lulls the spirit into a light trance. They move through the ceremony like fish in deep water, silent and graceful. The street labor is a task of patience and repetitive motion. Men maintain the stone walls and the wooden bridges with simple tools and great care. They move in a line, their movements steady and slow. The sound of the hammer against the wood is a dull, thumping noise. Thump, strike, thump. It is a sound that marks the integrity of the city, a small effort against the passing of time. As the afternoon fades into evening, the sun sets in a wash of pale orange and deep violet. The shadows of the temple stretch out across the gardens, covering the moss in a cool, blue dark. The paper lanterns are lit one by one, their candles flickering to life with a soft glow. The light is warm and diffused, creating small islands of clarity in the growing gloom. The mist returns from the bay, thicker and colder than before. The city begins to retreat into its houses. The heavy wooden shutters are slid into place and locked for the night. The sound of the wood sliding in the track is a solid, satisfying sure. Inside, the families gather around the airori, the only source of light in the deepening dark. The charcoal is built up with a few more pieces, the heat spreading slowly through the room and casting long, rhythmic shadows on the paper walls. The evening meal is taken in near silence, the family grateful for the warmth and the safety of the roof. There is a pot of vegetables and tofu simmering in the hearth, the broth clear and fragrant. The smell is a warm embrace, the scent of comfort and the end of the day. They eat slowly, the wooden bowls held in their hands with a grounding weight. The firelight reflects in their eyes, a tiny spark of life in the quiet room. The ordinary people of 1782 do not speak of the great events of the shogun's court. They speak of the quality of the harvest and the beauty of the moon. Their world is small, bounded by the mountains and the sea. They find their peace in the regularity of their rituals and the familiarity of their surroundings. They are the quiet fabric of Edo, steady and enduring like the ancient pines. The children are the first to be tucked into their futons. The cotton covers are heavy and soft, smelling of the sun and the outdoors. They feel the weight of the fabric pressing down, a secure and solid feeling. Their breathing slows as they watch the shadows of the bamboo leaves dancing on the paper screens. The rhythm of the night is a slow, pulsing hum that lulls them into a deep and dreamless sleep. Outside, the horses are led back to their paddocks for the night. Their hooves sound different on the soft earth, a dull, muffled thud. The harness is removed, the leather creaking as it is pulled away. The horse heaves a great, deep sigh of relief, its body relaxing in the cool air. The paddock is a warm, earthy place, smelling of grass and honest animal heat. It is a peaceful sanctuary for the weary. The city of Edo begins to settle into its nightly slumber. The great wooden gates grow cold and silent under the stars. The mist wraps around the watchtowers and the arched bridges, hiding the world from itself. Time seems to slow down until it almost stops. The secret of the night is that everything eventually finds its way to a place of rest. The noise and the worry of the day are forgotten in the embrace of the dark. A person might sit on their veranda, or engua, for a moment, looking out at the moonlit garden. They see the reflection of the moon in the stone water basin, a silver heart in the gloom. They feel the stillness of the air, the way it carries the distant, lonely call of a night bird in the forest. A long, low note that vibrates through the wood. Hoo, hoo. It is a sound of the wild, fading away into the silence of the mountains. The charcoal in the hearth turns to white ash, falling silently into the pit. Each grain of ash is a tiny piece of the day that has passed into history. The heat lingers in the iron kettle, a fading memory of the fire's strength. The room is cool now, but the futon is a warm and inviting nest. The pillow is filled with buckwheat hulls, rustling softly under the weight of the head. The sheets are made of soft, hand-spun cotton, smelling of the wind and the rain. They feel cool against the skin at first, then they quickly catch the warmth of the body. The rhythm of sleep begins to take hold. A slow inhale, a slow exhale. The world of 1782 is a world of slow rhythms and quiet spaces. There is no reason to hurry in the deep of the night. In the silence of the night, the secret of the city is revealed. It is not a secret of power or of politics. It is the secret of the profound peace found in the middle of a simple life. It is the quiet dignity of the craftsman, the softness of the mist on the bay, and the steady beat of the heart. It is the knowledge that the world will wake up and do it all again tomorrow, with the same slow grace and quiet strength. The narrow streets are empty now, save for the occasional shadow of a fox slipping through the temple grounds. The fox moves without sound, its paws soft and sure on the cold earth. It is the silent guardian of the night, watching over the sleepers and the secrets of the moon. It feels the stillness that humans only find in the deepest part of their dreams. You are walking through this city in your mind, feeling the cool air on your cheeks. You hear the distant, muffled sounds of a city at rest. The world is soft, and you are safe. The history of this place is a gentle weight, like a heavy silk kimono spread over your shoulders. You are part of the story now, a quiet observer of a time that moves with the slow, steady pace of the mountain streams. The shadows in the room are long and perfectly still. They do not move, they only exist as part of the architecture of the night. The darkness is not a frightening thing, it is a paper screen that has been drawn across the day to protect you. It hides the worries and softens the edges of the world. Under the sky of 1782, everyone is equal in their need for rest. The wooden bridges over the river stand